Namaskaram. Mayuram is a sacred town known nowadays as Mayiladuturai. It houses three beautiful temples, that of Sri Mayuranatham with Abhayambika, that of Sri Vadanyeshwara, and the Divya Desam called Tirunindalur. Nadajyoti Sri Muthuswami Dikshitar has visited all these temples and composed several Kritis. So in this session we shall look at the various temples, the stories associated with them, and also hear the beautiful Kritis composed by Sri Dikshitar. There is a shrine of Dhundi Ganapati in Mayuram, and Sri Dikshitar has composed a Kriti on him, Karikalabha Mukham Dhundi Ganesham Bhajare Chitta. We'll start with a prayer to this Lord. Kaveri Tira Supritam Mayura Sthalavasinam Vandeham Dhundi Namanam Sumukham Muni Pujitam. Mayuram, as we saw, is now known as Mayiladuturai. This Tamil name is also an ancient one, found in old works like the Thevaram. In this map, we see Mayiladuturai to the northeast of famous Kshetras like Tanjavur and Kumbakonam, on the banks of river Kaveri. Further west, in Srirangam itself, Kaveri has split herself into two rivers. The bigger one is Kollidam, which is clearly visible in this map to the north of Kaveri. Mayiladuturai is only 20 kilometers from the sea, the Bay of Bengal. It is around 40 kilometers north of Tiruvarur. The distance which Sri Ramaswamy Dikshitar and Muthuswami Dikshitar must have traversed multiple times when they lived in Tiruvarur. There is a Tamil proverb which goes, Ayiram Analum Mayuram Ahad. It means even if you give 1,000 reasons to exalt other places, they still wouldn't be equal to Mayuram. Let us take a look at the literary references available for Mayuram. It is a very old Kshetra mentioned in Skanda Purana, which is one of the 18 Mahapuranas, and other old works like the Shiva Rahasya. It is most widely known for its Kaveri Tula Snana Mahima, that is, bathing in the river Kaveri during the month of Tula or Ashvayuji, which occurs in October and November. There are many stories in Brahma Vaivarta Purana, Agni Purana and Skanda Puranas which tell us about the benefits that various people acquired by performing this snana. The Sthala Purana, Mayura Purana, which is in Sanskrit, was rendered in Tamil as a poetic work by the great scholar Mahavidwan Trishirapuram Shri Meenakshi Sundaram Pillai. He is actually a younger contemporary of Sri Dikshitar. This book was rendered in prose by Sri V. Subramanya Iyer, the Tamil Pandit of Mayuram Municipal School, and this was published in 1912. All these works are available in online archives. Coming to relatively recent references to Mayuram, we can see that there are many literary sources in historical times which are composed in Mayuram. Thevarams are Shaivite devotional verses composed by three saints, and two of them, Tirunjana Sambandar and Tirunavukkarasar, have visited Mayuram and composed padigams here. A padigam means a set of 10 or 11 verses. Among the Vaishnavite saints, Tirumangai Alvar has come to Mayuram and sung in praise of the Divya Desam found here. Arunagirinatha has composed a Tirupugal on Skanda in the Mayuranatha temple. And our Sri Muthuswami Dikshitar has come here and composed several Kritis in these various temples. We also find other devotional works such as Tirumailai Tiribandadi, Avayambikai Satakam, etc., all composed in the last 2 or 3 centuries. All of them are very popular. The Sthala Purana connected to Mayuranatha temple says that Shiva manifested as a Swayambhulinga in a mango grove, Achyutavana. There he was worshipped by Brahma in order to regain his powers to create. Hence the lingam became Brahmalinga and the place got another name, Brahmavana. The tank is even today known as Brahmatirtha. Later, Ambika, who was born as Dakshayani, the daughter of Daksha, gave protection to some peacocks during the Daksha Yaga. She was instructed by Shiva to worship him in the form of a peahen, as a Mayuri. So she comes here and performs puja to the Lord as a Mayuri, and she is accompanied by the goddesses Lakshmi and Saraswati, who are her friends, also in the form of Mayuris. This picture shows the incident carved on a pillar in the Mayuram temple. And below we see the mango tree, which is a remnant of the Amravana or the Chutavana, and this is the Sthala Vriksha. It is found in the outermost prakara of the temple. There is also a shrine of Adi Mayuranatha, where a linga worshipped by a Mayuri is found in the shrine. Delighted with the puja offered by Devi, Shiva appears in the form of a peacock and dances in joy. This is his Mayura Tandava, and therefore he is called Mayura Tandaveshwara. Then Devi regains her original beautiful form and marries Shiva, and after the marriage he performs Gauri Tandavam. This event is enacted in the temple every year during the annual Tula festival. You can see in this picture that Devi is brought out in the form of Mailamman, the peahen goddess, and taken in procession. This Kshetra is therefore not just Mayuram but Gauri Mayuram. Turai refers to a ghat in any river, and hence many riverside towns have names ending with Turai. Mayiladuturai refers to a riverside Kshetra where Shiva danced as a peacock. Interestingly, the word Nilakantha has two meanings. One is Shiva, whose neck is blue due to the poison that he consumed. The other meaning is a peacock, whose blue neck is also well known. We have a verse in Adi Shankaracharya's Shivananda Lahari which describes the dance of Nilakantha. Sandhya Gharma Dinatyayo. The evening time is like the monsoon time at the end of summer. Harikara Aghata Prabhuta Anakadhvano Varida Garjitam. The Mridanga struck by Hari, Vishnu, is the thunder. Divishadam Drishtichata Chanchala. The Deva's eyes flashing in wonder is the lightning. Bhaktanam Paritosha Bashpavitatihi Vrishtihi. The tears of joy shed by bhaktas is the rain. Mayuri Shiva. Ambika is the Mayuri for whose delight he is dancing. Yasmin Ujjvala Tandavam Vijayate Tam Neelakantham Bhaje. I worship this Neelakantha dancing with splendor. So here we see that Adi Shankaracharya has used the word in both the senses. It's a slesha. There is a shloka found as a part of the Bhajana Sampradaya shlokas in praise of Mayuranatha, which is Bhaktabhaya Prada Karambujam Adidevam Mukta Paraga Sitacharu Pavitra Kirtim Keyura Hara Katakadi Vibhushanadhyam Mayuranatham Anisham Manasasmarami. I always think of Mayuranatha, who gives Abhayam to his devotees with his lotus-like hands, whose fame is as white as pearls, pure, and who wears many kinds of ornaments, armlets, necklaces, etc. Now we listen to Sri Dikshitar's Kriti on Mayuranatha, where he says, Mayuranatham Anisham Bhajami Mayamaya Dharanisham Tyajami. I always worship Mayuranatha and I give up the illusory kings and their patronages. Keyura Haradi Alankrita Deham. He wears many beautiful ornaments like the Keyura, shoulder plates. Keki Pujita Amravana Geham. This is the Thala Puranam reference. Keki is another word for peacock. Amravana is the mango grove or forest, which is his Geham, abode. He is Nandikesha, the master of Adhikara Nandi. He is Abhayambikesha, the lord of goddess Abhayambika. As we enter the inner prakara of the temple, we can see Adhikara Nandi here with his wife Suyasha Devi. We can see a lot of beautiful prasas in this song, Mayura and Keyura. These are Dvitiyakshara prasas, rhymes. And also alliteration, Mayura, Maya, Keyura, Keki, etc. in all the sections. This is a hallmark of Sri Dikshitar's Kritis. The picture shows Mayuranatha adorned for the Tulasnana Utsavam. Most of the pictures used here are taken from the Facebook pages of Mayuranatha Swami temple maintained by his devotees.
Bhakta Bhayaprada Karambujam Bhakta Bhayaprada Karambujam Mukta Paraga Sitacharu Pavitra Kirtim Keyura Harakatakadi Vibhushanadhyam Mayuranathamanisham Manasa Smarami Manasa Smarami Smarami Mayuranatham Anisham Bhajami Mayuranatham Anisham Bhajami Mayuranatham Anisham Bhajami Maya Dharanisham Tyajami Keyura Haradyalang Krita Geham Keyura Haradyalang Krita Geham Keti Pujita Amravana Geham अनीशं भजामि मायामय धरणीशं त्यजामि. आदित्य कोटि प्रकाशं नन्दिकेशम् अप्रमेयम् अभयाम्बिकेशम् महेशम् मेदिन्यादिपञ्च भूतावकाशम् मीनध्वजारिन् पुरारिन् वेदनुत गुरुगुह निवासं भेदयुत विश्वविलासं वेदनुत गुरुगुह निवासं भेदयुत विश्वविलासं मोदरूप मनोविलासं नादमय नवनवोल्लासं मायूरनाथम् अनीशं भजामि मायामय धरणीशं त्यजामि.
In Bharatadesha, Kashi is the most venerated Kshetra. All Kshetras are compared to Kashi and all Tirthas are compared to Ganga, the river of Kashi. In the Sthala Puranas, 6 Kshetras specifically, all along the bank of Kaveri, are considered to be equal to Kashi due to various events or aspects. They are Panchanadam or Thiruvayaru, Madhyarjuna Kshetram, also known as Thiruvidai Marudur, Shrivanchiyam, Mayura Kshetram, which is Mayiladuturai, Shvetaranyam, which is now called as Thiruvenkadu, and Chayavanam or Trichaikadu, which is found in Pumpuhar. Mayuram is on par with Kashi, and if Ganga adds sanctity to Kashi, Kaveri adds glory to Mayuram. Kashi Vishwanatha and Vishalakshi are therefore found in a temple in Mayuram along the northern bank of Kaveri. The Mayuranatha temple is to the south of Kaveri here. The two important gods of Kashi, Dhundi Ganapati and Kala Bhairava, also have sannidhis along the banks of Kaveri. Just like Kashi, many rishis have come here and worshipped the Lord, and one of them is Agastya, who of course has a very close connection with Kaveri. The Lord that he worshipped in the temple is called Agastya Vinayaka. Goddess Kaveri performed tapasya so that she would attain a status equal to Ganga or perhaps even higher than Ganga's. And this fact has been proclaimed by many saints, Acharyas, Alvars, Nayamars, Dasas. One famous example which comes to mind is Tondaradipudi Alvar singing in his Tirumalai, Gangair Punidamaya Kaveri. Kaveri, who is more sacred than Ganga, he says. The Mayura Puranam says that Kanva Maharishi once went to bathe in the Triveni Sangama, and on the way he encountered 3 women who looked very unsightly and lackluster. He came to know that they were actually goddesses Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati, and they had become disfigured due to all the accumulated sins left in their waters by people. He followed them and saw them bathing in Kaveri in Mayuram and emerging in their dazzling beautiful forms again, purified by Kaveri. The entire month of Tula is very festive in Mayuram. The Utsava Murtis from all the temples come to the Kaveri Tira every day, and people from all over the country assemble to take advantage of this holy period. The first day of the next month, which is the Kartika Masam, is called Mudavan Muruk. Once a Mudavan, which means a lame man, heard about the importance of Tulasnana and came to Mayuram, but due to his disability, he reached a day late. Mayuranatha, who is ever a Karunamurti, told him that the benefits of Tulasnanam would be extended by 1 day for his sake, not only that year but hereafter every year. So this day is also considered very important. Kanchi Mahaswami has said that every day in this period, 66 crore tirthas from all over the world come and reside in Kaveri, not throughout the day but for 6 muhurtas, which is about 2.5 hours, starting from Ushodayam, which is the dawn. In the Shiva Rahasya, Shiva tells Parvati of all the temples that are very dear to him along the Kaveri, starting with the Srikantheshwara temple in Nanjangud near Mysore and concludes in the Mayuranatha Lingam. Let's see the list. Kavera Kanya Tatalinga Sangham, the lingas along the Kaveri, Shrikantha Ratnadrika Matrubhutam, Srikantheshwara, Nanjangud, Ratnadri, which is Ayarmalai near Kulithalai, Matrubhutam, which is the Trichitayumana Swami temple, Tad Jambulingam cha Haris Tatopi, Jambukeshwara, who also has Ranganatha in the same island, Panchapageshakhyam, the Panchanada Kshetram, Thiruvayyar, Aho Bhavani, O Parvati, Kumbheshwaram Lingamidam Manognyam, the beautiful temple in Kumbheshwara in Kumbhagonam, Tad Arjunam Chapi Mayura Lingam, the Arjuna Kshetram, Thiruvidai Marudur and Mayura Lingam. These he lists as the important shrines which he likes to reside in. The Brahma Vaivarta Purana narrates the story that Lord Krishna's body lost its tejas due to the Virahati dosha that he acquired by killing Narakasura. As advised by Lord Shiva, he performed the ritual snanam in the Tula Ghatta in Mayuram and rid himself of this dosha, and he regained his tejas or luster. The story of the pious couple Natha Sharma and Anavadya is found in many Sthala Puranams of many temples, that is all the temples that they visited. They wanted to attain mukti and they visited Kashi, then they were asked to go to Vruddhachala, and then they went to Thiruvayyar. And in Thiruvayyar, Panchanadisha told them that they should go to Mayuram for Tulasnana, and he himself leads them here. So as a result, we find that there is a Sannidhi for Panchanadisha or Ayyarappar in Mayuram. Not only that, we see a shrine for Anavadyeshwara near Abhayambika's shrine, which is where Anavadya attained mukti. She merged with the Lord. And we find another Lingamurti where Natha Sharma merged with the Lord. And Mayuranatha has told them that a darshana of him would not be complete unless one sees these two forms too. Sri Muthusvami Dikshitar has composed 5 kritis on Mayuranatha. In one of them, Abhayamba Nayaka Harisayaka, which is in Ananda Bhairavi Raga, he addresses the Lord as Shubhakara Kaveri Tira Sthita Sundara Gauri Mayura Natha. You are the Lord of Gauri Mayuram who resides on the auspicious banks of Kaveri. Thiringyana Sambandar is one of the most revered saints among the Nayanmars. During his travels, he has visited Mayuram and composed 2 padigams of 11 verses each. In one of them, he describes Kaveri and this Kshetra as follows. Pooviri kaduppin madamangayar ahandoru nadandu baliter, Paviri isaikuriya padal payilum paramar paramai enalam, Kaviri nuraithu iru karaikkum manisinda varivandu kavara, Maviri madukkiliya mandi gudigollum Mayiladuthurai. The Lord, who sings many melodious songs as he seeks bhiksha from the beautiful ladies in every house, he resides in Mayuram since a very long time. Paramai means it's his ancient abode. And this is a place where Kaveri tosses gems on both her banks. Bees drink the nectar as monkeys frolic on mango trees. So the reference to the mango forest is also here. So this kind of description of the natural beauty of Kshetras, their flora and fauna, is something which we see a lot in Sambandar's Tevara. Let us see one verse from the other Padigam of Sambandar, which is set to a different meter. Karavindri nan ma malarkondu iravum pahalum toluvargal, siram ondriya senjadayan vaal vara ma Mayiladuthurai. The abode of this Lord, where devotees without any guile or deceit worship day and night with lovely large flowers, is Mayuram, where the Lord, who wears a skull on his jata, grants many boons. Here, like in many other works on Mayuranatha, he is described as Varadana Shila, Vadanya. Vara Ma Mayiladuthurai means a place where many boons are granted to bhaktas, and it indicates his generosity. Dikshitar's Kriti in Harikedaragowla Ragam describes Mayuranatha as Abhayamba Nayaka, and again we see the epithet Varadayaka, the generous one who gives many boons. As usual, we can see the lovely form and prasa of the various segments of this Kriti. In the Charanam, Dikshitar uses the word Nilakantha in both the senses, just like we saw in Shivananda Lahari. Nilakantha Pujita Nirvikalpa Nilakantha. You are Lord Nilakantha, worshipped by the peahen. The Charanam has very beautiful prasa many times in every line. Nilakantha Pujita Nirvikalpa Nilakantha Bhava Satya Sankalpa Kala Kala Sakala Vishwavikalpa Jala Moola Koti Brahma Kalpa Kapala Mala Shuladhara Guru Guha Jala Leela Phala Lochana Lokapala Varadana Sheela Shardula Chela Karunala Vala Ratilola. So many rhyming words sound very beautiful. Again we find that he is described as Varadana Sheela for a second time in that song in the Charana. We'll listen to the song now.
கரவின்றி நன்மாமலர் கொண்டு தொழுவார்கள் கரவின்றி தொழுவார்கள் நன்மாமலர் கொண்டு தொழுவார்கள் இரவும் பகலும் தொழுவார்கள் மாமலர் கொண்டு இரவும் பகலும் தொழுவார்கள் சிரமொன்றிய சேஜடையான் வாழ் வரமா வரமா மயிலாடுதுறையே அபயமும் नायक वरदायक आत्मरूप प्रकाशक आवाव अभयब नायक वरदायक आत्मरूप प्रकाशक आवाव अभयब नायक वरदायक आत्मरूप प्रकाशक आवाव अभयब नायक वरदायक उभयात्मक प्रपंच व्यापक ओंकार स्वरूप काशक उभयात्मक प्रपंच व्यापक ओंकार स्वरूप काशक शुभकर शशिशेखर करुणाकर सुंदर शंकर भक्तवशंकर शुभकर शशिशेखर करुणाकर सुंदर शंकर भक्तवशंकर अभयाब नायक वरदायक आत्मरूप प्रकाशक आवाव अभयब नायक वरदायक नीलकंठ पूजित निर्विकल्प नीलकंठ भवसत्य संकल्प काल काल सकल विश्व विकल्प जाल मूल कोटि ब्रह्मकल्प कपाल मूल शूलधर गुरु गुह जाल लील Nayaka Varadayaka
Let's try to understand the architecture or the layout of the temple. The Moolasthanam or the Garbhagraha of these temples are very, very ancient. It's impossible to date them. They date back to several yugas. But the structure around the Garbhagrahas keep evolving over time, and during the Pallava times when Jnana Sambandha and Appar visited this temple, it might have been a brick structure or a wooden structure, which was the temple. But during the rule of the imperial Cholas, this temple was converted into a stone structure, which is what we see today. It's a medium-sized temple, not very big, not very small, which has 3 prakaras. And the inner prakaras we find are made up of long pillared corridors, which are very beautifully carved. The pillars contain many beautiful sculptures of various incidents from the Puranas. Here, for example, we can see a carving of the Sthala Purana, Brahma worshipping the Swayambhulinga in this Kshetra. The temple has its main Gopuram, the Raja Gopuram, around 165 feet tall, and it has 9 tiers, and it is adorned with many stucco images. One such image is shown in the picture here. It shows the Sthala Purana incident of Parvati in the form of a peahen, Mayuri, worshipping the Shivalinga. Historians have found many inscriptions in the stone structures of the temple. Most of them are by different Chola kings, and one of them is by a Pandya king. All of them mostly record various donations done to the temple or for the sake of the temple. The Maratha king of Tanjavur, Raghunatha Nayak, who is very well known for many reasons, he has built some mantapams in this temple. In the picture near the Rajagopuram, we can see one such Nayak style mantapam. They are built of limestone. The goddess of this temple is goddess Abhayamba, also known as Abhaya Pradambika or Anjal Nayaki. Anjal means Abhayam in Tamil. Saint Appar in his Tevaram refers to her as Ancholal Umai, Uma whose words are very sweet and beautiful. Some scholars feel that this Anchol may have become Anjal over the years. Abhayamba gives us darshan in a separate temple within the main temple, and it is located in the outermost prakara. All around her Sannadhi, Sri Dikshitar's Abhayamba Vibhakti Kritis are inscribed. The set contains 10 Kritis of Dikshitars on her. A Dhyana Kriti, 8 Vibhakti Kritis and a Mangala Kriti. There is a famous work called Avayambikai Satakam written on her by Nalladukudi Krishnayar. This was first published in 1940, must have been written much earlier. And this too has been inscribed in the walls around her sanctum. Let us see one verse from this Avayambikai Shatakam written on the goddess. As we read it, we can observe the rhythmic cadence and the pleasing prasa or alliteration found in this. The picture here shows the painting of the goddess hung in the passage around her shrine, and below it you can see the verses of this Shatakam which are inscribed there. Araise Yendran Ahatuire Amude Karunai Madinudale Akandakara Peruveliye Amala Sukhame Antarame Uraiser Marayin Mudi Mudale Unarve Unarvin Ulichudare Odal Ariya Adisayame Umaye Imayorku Arasana Taraiser Tandai Chilambaniyum Tali Panidi Anitoli Tarunam Iduve Shivapuratti Sarvananda Paramparati Varisai Imaya Chalatil Urai Mayile Yanakun Kripai Purivai Mayilapuriyil Valar Isan Valve Abhayambigai Thai. The language is a bit archaic but quite easy to understand even for someone who knows modern Tamil. You can see that the author refers to Mayuram as Mailapuri. The name Mailapuri or Mailai can refer to what is Mylapore now as a part of Chennai, or it can refer to Mayuram. In both places, Devi has worshipped the Lord in the form of a Mayuri. Hence, Vada Mailai and Ten Mailai, north and south, are sometimes added to these names to disambiguate between the two Mailapuris. Among the Abhayamba Vibhakti Kritis, the one that we shall hear now is Aryam Abhayambam Bhajare. It is set in the second case or Dvitiya Vibhakti. Arya is a slightly lesser known name of Parvati. It means one who is noble, exalted. Worship her and give up the workings of avidya, ignorance. He advises the mind. Aryam Abhayambam Bhajare Re Chitta Santatam Avidya Karya Kalanam Tyajare. She is Adi Madhyanta Rahitam Shiva Sahita. She is the one who is bereft of a beginning, middle and end. She is eternal and she is always with Lord Shiva. In the first verse of Kalidasa's Shyamala Navaratna Malika, Devi is compared to three birds: Onkara Panjara Shukim, Upanishad Udyana Keli Kalakanthim, Agama Vipina Mayuri. She is Onkara Panjara Shuki, a parrot in the cage of Onkara. In the garden of Upanishads, she is a Kalakanthi, a kokila, a koel. Agama Vipina Mayuri, she is a Mayuri in the forest of the Vedas. Aryam Antar Vibhavaye Gaurim is how this verse ends. Mayuri, Arya, Gauri, all these names are appropriate for Abhayamba. In the Anupallavi of the song, Dikshitar says, Acharya Shishyanugraha Karana Shaktiprada Apara Karuna. It is by her mercy that a Shishya gets an Acharya to give Anugraha. In fact, Kalidasa also has said this in the same Shyamala Navaratna Malika, where he says, Dayamana Dirgha Nayanam Deshika Rupena Darshita Abhyudaya. She comes in the form of a Deshika or Guru to give us Abhyudaya, upliftment. Dikshitar says that Charyadi Chatushtaya Vitarana Samarthatara Charana, that she grants devotees the ability to perform the 4 stages of sadhana, 4 types of sadhana we could say: Charya, Kriya, Yoga and Jnana. Charya means things like establishing temples, cleaning them, collecting flowers, preparing material for puja like grinding of sandalwood, paste, etc. Kriya involves receiving diksha or upadesha, performing japa or puja, etc. Yoga requires control of breath and the mind and the senses, keeping the mind focused on the divine incessantly. Jnana is realization, oneness or bliss. In the Charana, Dikshitar elaborates this theme even further. Devotees observe Charya, Kriya. They strive for Manda Dhi Harana, which means removing the inertness of the mind through yoga. And as a result, she grants them Shiva Salokya, which is Mukti, which comes through Jnana. Nandana Vanotpadana Pushpa Malika. She wears the flower garland which is made from flowers collected from the gardens. Vandana, Alayadi Prasthapana, Divya Chandana Gharshana, Sthala Shuddhikarana. All these are different aspects of Charya, falling at her feet, creating temples or installing the divine murtis in temples, making sandalwood paste, Chandana Gharshana, Sthala Shuddhikarana, cleaning like sweeping and mopping the temples, etc. Then Vandana Stotradi Patana Bhakta Sevana. The Bhaktas also do seva to her by Vandana and Stotradi Patana, chanting her names and stotras. This is part of Kriya. Then Mandadhi Harana Charyayuta Manavanam, for those who work towards removing the inertness of the mind, which is basically in the Yoga Marga or Yoga Sadhana. Dharmamaya Swachanda Shiva Salokya Dayaka Chaturatara Haranata Bhairavi. She is Bhairavi who watches the dance of Lord Shiva or dances along with him, and she is the one who gives Shiva Salokyam, the first kind of mukti to all these bhaktas. We'll now listen to this Kriti, Aryam Abhayambam Bhajare in Bhairavi, Khanda Atatal.
Aryam Abhayambam Bhajare Re Chitta Santatam Avidya Karya Kalanam Tyajare Adimadhyanta Rahitam Shiva Sahitam Aryam Abhayambam Bhajare Re Chitta Santatam Avidya Karya Kalanam Tyajare Adimadhyanta Rahitam Shiva Sahitam Aryam Abhayambam Bhajare Suryagni Chandra Mandala Madhya Vasini Sukha Tara Pravartinim Suryagni Chandra Mandala Madhya Vasini Sukha Tara Pravartinim Vetarani Vasini Acharya Shishya Nugraha Karana Shara Nandana Vanotpadana Pushpa Malika Nandana Vanotpadana Pushpa Malika Vandalaya Prasthapana Divya Chandana Karshana Sela Shodhi Karana Vandana Stotradi Pathana Bhakta Sevanam Mandadhi Harana Charyayuta Manavanam Dharmaya Swachhada Shiva Lokadayaka Chaturatara Haranata Bhairavi Mandasmita Vilasita Mukharavinda Guru Guhabigam Mandasmita Vilasita Mukharavinda Guru Guhabigam Mandasmita Vilasita Mukharavinda Guru Guhabigam Mukunda Sodari Mahatripura Sundari Anandalahari Maryam Abhayamba Bhajare Re Chita Santatam Mavidya Karya Kalanam Tyajare Adi Madhyanta Rahita Shiva Sahita Maryam Abhayamba
One of the beauties of Mayuram is that just like Kanchipuram, Chidambaram or Kumbhakonam, it is a Harihara Kshetra. Indalur, also called Sugandha Vanam, is where Mahavishnu stayed after killing Vitalasura as per the Mayura Purana. In this temple, we see Parimala Ranganatha in Veera Shayanam, which means that he has 4 arms and is reclining holding his weapons, his Shankar and Chakra, just like a Veera would never sleep without his weapons. The goddess is Pundarika Valli. This is the place where the Lord restored the fragrance of the Vedas, which they had lost because of their contact with the Asuras. And therefore, the Vimana where he is lying down is called the Veda Amoda Vimana. Amoda, Sugandha and Parimala, all these words mean the same, fragrance. Amongst the 5 Kshetras, which are called the Pancharangams along the Kaveri, this is the last one. This is the Antyarangam. The other 4 are Srirangapatna, Srirangam, Koviladi and Kumbhakonam. The Lord is in different types of Shayanam in all these places. Yoga Shayanam or Bhoga Shayanam, Utthana Shayanam, etc. Here we see a beautiful painting of the sanctum of Parimala Ranganatha. He is lying in Veera Shayanam. If you observe carefully, you can see the chakra which he is holding with his right hand. The 2 goddesses seen here at either end of the painting are Ganga and Kaveri. The river goddess Ganga is at his feet and Kaveri is at his head. This indicates the exalted status that he has granted Kaveri in this Kshetra. Apart from these goddesses, there are also Surya and Chandra and the king Ambarisha standing in the sanctum. They are not visible here. Chandra was relieved of his sins after offering prayers in this Kshetra, and hence we get the name Indalur. Goddess Pundarika Valli also has another name, Chandrashapa Vimochana Valli, and the sacred tank here is called Indu Pushkarini. As we know, Indu is another name of Chandra. It is one of the 108 Divya Desams which have been sung by the Alvars. Among the Alvars, Thirumangai Alvar has visited this temple. Just like the Mayuranatha temple, here too the sanctum is very ancient. What would have been a brick or wooden structure during the Pallava times was converted to a granite temple at the time of the Cholas. We see these grand pillars and mantapams. In the painting of the Lord, we can see the Utsava Murti also. The pillars have many stories carved onto them. The month of Tula is very festive in Parimala Ranganatha's temple also, and he too, this Utsava Murti, he too comes to the Kaveri Tira during this month. It is said that when Thirumangai Alvar came to this temple, he was shocked and disappointed to find that the doors of the sanctum were closed, even though it was not yet noontime. He persuaded the Lord to open the doors, but the Lord, in a playful mood, did not listen to him. He instead demanded that the Alvar should first compose some verses on him and then he would be granted darshan. So this verse, which is part of the set that he composed here, shows us the deep bhakti and the closeness of Alvar that gives him the liberty to tell Asai Vazhuvadu Ethum Yamakkingilukaithu Adiyorku Desam Ariya Umakke Aalai Thirihinromukku Kasin Oliyil Thigalum Vannam Kaatir Emperuman Vasi Vallir Indalurir Vaalnde Pom Neere. We Bhaktas always seek you and sing your praises, but you are hiding from us, refusing to reveal your golden splendor to us. May you live happily, enjoying your own beauty. You are a Lord who indulges in Vasi, favoritism. In another verse from the same set, we can see how he lovingly addresses the Lord in many ways. Sindai tannul neengadu irunda thiruve, maruviniya mainda, antan ali male, solei mala kalire, nanda vilakkin shudare, narayur ninra nambi, என் எந்தாய் இந்தளூராய் அடியேற்கு இறையும் இறங்காயே. O my treasure, never leaving my heart. O strong one filled with sweet fragrance. O Lord of Tiruvali and Azhagar Kovil, Solaimalai. O flame that never diminishes. O youthful one of Narayur. O my father of Tiru Indalur, will you not show a little bit of mercy for me? The phrase we find here, Maruviniya Mainda, is very important because Maru, one of the meanings in Tamil is fragrance, and this is how he describes Parimala Ranganatha as filled with fragrance. And in fact, when we go to the temple, we find that the names of the Lord are given as Parimala Ranganatha, also known as Maruviniya Maindan. So that term from the Alvar's Pasuram has become one of the names of the Lord now. We'll now look at Dikshitar's Kriti composed in Tiru Indalur. There are two of them, both starting with the words Parimala Ranganatham Bhajeham. We will be listening to one of them now, which has only two sections, the Pallavi and the Anupallavi. Parimala Ranganatham Bhajeham Veeranutam Paripalita Bhaktam Pundarika Valli Natham. I worship Parimala Ranganatha, who's praised by Veeras, warriors. He protects his devotees. He is the lord of goddess Pundarika Valli. The phrase Bhajeham Veera contains an indicative or a Suchita Mudra of the name of the raga, which is Hamir Kalyani. In the Anupallavi, he says, Harim Aprakrita Akritim Matsyadi Dashakritim. He is one with a supernatural form, and he has also taken the 10 avatars, beginning with Matsya Avatara. Antaranga Shayanam Abjanayanam Narayanam. The word Antaranga Nayanam, the phrase is generally taken to mean the one who resides or reclines in the hearts of everyone. But it could also be a reference to the Lord wanting to sleep in Antarangam or seclusion, playfully forbidding even the Alvar from seeing him. In the last line, we see a Gopuchayati, Parameshwaram, Rameshwaram, Meshwaram, Ishwaram. Basically, the reducing syllables forming a Shabda Alankara. It is interesting that Dikshitar is addressing Mahavishnu as Parameshwara, which we normally think is a name of Shiva. In fact, even Adi Shankaracharya in his Vishnu Shatpadi Stotra has said, O Parameshwara, you are the protector of the world with your many avatars like Matsya. I seek your protection from the fear of samsara. Matsyadibhir avataraihi avataravata avata sada vasudham parameshwara paripalyo bhavata bhavatapa bhitoham.
சிந்தைதன்னுள் நீங்காது இருந்த திரு மறுவினிய மைந்தா அந்தண் ஆலிமாலே சோலை மழக்களிரே நந்தா விளக்கின் சுடரே நரையூர் நின்ற நம்பி எந்தாய் இந்தளூராய் அடியேற்கு இறையும் இறங்காயே. Hey परिमळ रङ्गनाथं भजेऽहं वीरनुतं परिमळ रङ्गनाथं भजेऽहं वीरनुतं परिपालित भक्तं पुण्डरीकवल्लीनाथं परिमळ रङ्गनाथं भजेऽहं वीरनुतं परिपालित भक्तं पुण्डरीकवल्लीनाथं परिमळ रङ्गनाथं भजेऽहं प्राकृताकृतिं माच्यदि दशाकृतिं प्राकृताकृतिं माच्यदि दशाकृतिं अन्तरङ्ग शयन मब्ज नयनं नारायणं अन्तरङ्ग शयन मब्ज नयनं नारायणं गुरुगुह विदितं सततं गुणिजन मुदितं सततं गुरुगुह विदितं सततं गुणिजन मुदितं सततं परमेश्वरं रमेश्वरं मेश्वरं ईश्वरं परिमळ रङ्गनाथं भजेऽहं वीरनुतं परिपालित Mayuranatham Bhajam.
Let us take a look at some of the important personalities who are part of the musical heritage of Mayuram. Firstly, we have Gopalakrishna Bharatiyar, who is a famous composer. He has spent many years in Mayuram. Next, we have Mayuram Vedanayakam Pillai, who was the district munsif in the court of Mayuram. He is a well-known Tamil author as well as a composer of Sarva Samaya Samarasa Kirtanas, which are sung in the Carnatic concerts even today. Mayuram Vishwanatha Shastri is another composer who's from this place. He has composed several kritis on Subramanya. Amongst them, especially Kantamam Kadirkamam Tannil is a very famous one. He is also well known as the composer of the song Jayati Jayati Bharata Mata. The famous musician of yesteryears, Sri Madurai Mani Iyer, has a strong connection to Mayuram. When in 1942, the city of Madras was evacuated due to the World War, he and his family moved to Mayuram and lived there for some years. And it is there that he was awarded the title Gana Kaladhara by the people of Mayuram. And he cherished this title very much because it was given by the public. He was not well when he was here for some time, and after his recovery, his first concert after the recovery was in the temple of Parimala Ranganatha, and we all would have heard his famous Pallavi, which has these words Parimala Rangapate, indicating his devotion to the Lord. Now we come to the third important temple in Mayuram, that of Jnanambika Sameta Vadanyeshwara. The word Vadanya means a very generous person. The equivalent Tamil word for it is Vallal. Hence, Vadanyeshwara Swami is called Vallal or Vallalar, R being a suffix which is added to indicate respect. And the temple is called Vallalar Koil. The Mayura Purana says that when Shiva came to Mayuram to marry Parvati, the Rishabha brought him here with great speed and therefore became very arrogant that only he could carry Shiva, and that too he was so fast. The Lord made him realize his folly and told him to bathe in the Kaveri and perform penance to get rid of his dosha of arrogance. So we see a small temple for Rishabha in the waters of the Kaveri. And hence this Tula Ghatta is also called as Rishabha Tirtha. Shiva told his Rishabha that he should continue his austerities in Mayuram till the Amavasya of the Tula month. And on that day he would give him Jnanopadesha and accept him as his vehicle or Vahana again. He manifested in the northern bank of Kaveri as Vadanyeshwara along with his Devi as Jnanambika, and as promised, he taught the supreme truth, the Tattva, to the Rishabha as Dakshinamurti. This Dakshinamurti in the Vadanyeshwara temple is very famous as Medha Dakshinamurti, and there are two unique aspects in his shrine. Firstly, there is a Rishabha facing him, which is something you don't find in any temple except in the Moolasthana. Here the Rishabha is his Shishya, and hence he is seated facing Dakshinamurti. And more importantly, this Dakshinamurti is also seated himself on the Rishabha. He is Rishabha Vahana as Dakshinamurti, a very rare appearance. So basically, we see the two incidents giving Jnanopadesha to Rishabha and accepting him again as a Vahana, both are being depicted here. In the picture here, we can see the Rishabha shrine inside the Kaveri waters. Among the Sishyas of Muthuswami Dikshitar, who are listed in the Shishya Parampara in various texts, we find two names from Mayuram. One of them is Koranadu Ramaswamy, the other is Vallalar Koil Ammani. It's quite likely that Dikshitar visited these temples upon the invitation of these disciples. In his Kriti on Vadanyeshwara, Dikshitar says, Vadanyeshwaram bhajeham sada, madadi vrittim tyajeham muda. Beautiful rhyme or prasa here. I always worship Vadanyeshwara and I give up tyajeham. I give up the tendencies like mada, arrogance. This line is significant because the Rishabha had to give up his madadi vrittim to become one with the Lord again. In the Anupallavi, we find the Raga Mudra, Padaravindam Anandakandam Palita Devagandhara Brindam. In the Charanam, Dikshitar refers to the Lord as Pashupasha Mochana in the first line and Anadi Avidyahara in the last line. Both signify the Lord's role as the Jnana Acharya, which is what he is in this Kshetra. The name of the goddess is also mentioned in the Charanam, Pashupatim Jnanambikapatim. Parashu Mrigadharam Neelakandharam. Neelakandhara and Neelakantha mean the same thing. Again, a hint at the Sthala Puranam of Mayuram, where the Lord appeared in the form of a peacock to accept the puja of Devi. Tirunavukarasar, also known as Appar, is another venerated saint in the Shaivite tradition. He has visited Mayiladuturai and composed one padigam here. We see the first verse here. Kollum Kadanmai Peidurum Kolvalai Ullam Ulhi Uraikum Tiruppeyer Vallal Ma Mayiladuturai Urai Vellam Tangu Shadayanai Bendiye. This verse is composed in the Nayaki Bhava. He describes a young girl who is devoted to Mayuranatha and utters his name often, being immersed in his thoughts. And in the process, her bangles are slipping because of her emaciated state. Here again we find the description of the Lord as Vallal Ma Mayiladuturai Urai Vellam Tangu Shadayan. He is the generous one, the one who gives many boons to his bhaktas.
கொள்ளும் காதன்மை பெய்துரும் கோல்வளை உள்ளம் மூழ்கி உரைக்கும் திருப்பெயர் கோல்வளை உள்ளம் மூழ்கி உரைக்கும் திருப்பெயர் மாமயிலாடுதுறை ஊரே வெள்ளம் தாங்கு சடையனை வேண்டிய மாமயிலாடுதுறை ஊரை வெள்ளம் தாங்கு சடையனை Vadanyeshwaram bhajeham sada Vadanyeshwaram bhajeham sada Vadanyeshwaram bhajeham பதாரவிந்தம் ஆனந்த கந்தம் பதாரவிந்தம் ஆனந்த கந்தம் பாலித தேவ காந்தார விருந்தம் சதார்ச்சிதம் வினத விதி முகுந்தம் சத்குரு குஹ சிதானந்தம் சதார்ச்சிதம் வினத விதி முகுந்தம் சத்குரு குஹ சிதானந்தம் சதா வதான்யேஸ்வரம் भजेऽहं सदा पशुपाशमोचनं त्रिलोचनं पशुपाशमोचनं त्रिलोचनं पञ्चाननं प्रणतगजाननं शिशु बालगोप विदितं मुदितं शिवं बिल्ववन वैभवं भवं विशुद्ध्यादि निलयं मणिवलयं विगत विकल्पकं श्रुतकल्पकं पशुपतिं ज्ञानाम्बिकापतिं परशुमृगधरं नीलकन्धरं पशुपतिं ज्ञानाम्बिकापतिं परशुमृगधरं नीलकन्धरम् अशुभक्षयकरम् अभयवरदकरम् अनाद्यविद्याहरं शङ्करं वदान्येश्वरं भजेऽहं सदा मदादिवृत्तिं त्यजेऽहं मुदा
we have heard some of the Kritis which Dikshitar has composed in Mayuram. Now we shall listen to a Kriti on Guruguha, on Skanda, composed by Arunagirinatha. His Tiruppugal composed in Mayuram. Arunagirinatha's Tiruppugal in Mayuram begins with the word Amudinai Metta, and in this song he uses a very unique name for Mayuram. Arunagirinatha sometimes refers to famous Kshetras with very surprising names, almost like riddles. He calls Madurai as Kanaka Padmapuri because of the Pottramarai Kulam, the golden lotus tank in the temple. He describes Tirutthani as Utpalagiri or Kalharagiri because of the blue lily that used to grow in the tank here. He describes Tirukazhukundram as Kadali Vanam. Similarly, he refers to Mayuram as Shikandiyur. Shikandi means a peacock, and therefore the meaning of the name is obvious. In this Tiruppugal, he describes Rama destroying Ravana to rescue Sita and tells Subramanya, "You are the nephew of this great hero." In the 7th stanza, he says, "O Muruga, you removed my faults, you made me sing your praises, you commended my songs and granted me the highest blessing, Mukti. எமது மலத்தை களைந்து பாடென அருள அதற்கு புகழ்ந்து பாடிய இயல்கவி மெச்சிட்டுயர்ந்த பேரருள் முருகோனே." In the last verse of the Tiruppugal, there is a special mention of Kaveri. எழில்வளை மிக்க தவழ்ந்து உலாவிய பொனி நதி தெற்கில் திகழ்ந்து மேவிய இணையில் இரத்னச் சிகண்டியூருரை பெருமாளே. O Muruga, you reside in Shikandiyur, Mayuram, to the south of Ponni or Kaveri river, which abounds in beautiful conches. This Tiruppugal is rendered in a Ragamalika.
அமுதினை மெத்த சொரிந்து மாவினதினிய பழத்தே பிழிந்து வானர வதனொடு தித்தித்த கண்டளாவிய விதழாராய். அமுதினை மெத்த சொரிந்து மாவினதினிய பழத்தே பிழிந்து வானர வதனொடு தித்தித்த கண்டளாவிய விதழாராய். அழகிய பொற்றட்டினுண்டு வேடையில் வரு பசியர் குற்ற அல்பினாலுண அருள்பவரோய்த்து தளர்ந்த காமுகர் மயல் தீர. குமுதம் விளர்க்க தடங்குலாவிய நிலவெழு முத்தை புனைந்த பாரிய குலவிய சித்திர பிரச்சண்ட பூரண தனபார. குமுதம் விளர்க்க தடங்குலாவிய நிலவெழு முத்தை புனைந்த பாரிய குலவிய சித்திர பிரச்சண்ட பூரண தனபார. குவடிளக கட்டியுந்தி மேல் விழ அவர் மயலிற் புக்கழிந்த பாவியை குறை கழல் பற்றி புகழ்ந்த வாழ்வுற அருள்வாயே. வமிஷமிகுத்து பிரபஞ்சம் யாவையும் மறுகிட உக்ர கொடும் பையான புன் மதி கொடழி திட்டிடும் பெராவணன் மதியாமே. மறுவரு கற்பிற்சிருந்த சீதையை விதனம் விளைக்க குரங்கினாலவன் வமிஷ மறுத்திட்டிலங்கு மாயவன் மருகோனே எமது மலத்தை களைந்து பாடன அருள அகர்க்க புகழ்ந்து பாடிய இயல் கவி மெச்சிட்டுயர்ந்த பேரருள் முருகோனே எழில் வளமிக்க தவழ்ந்துலாவிய பொன்னி நதி தெற்கில் திகழ்ந்து மேவிய இணையிலிரத்ன சிகண்டி ஊருரை பெரு